Hey everybody, Monkey Farm back again here. Today we're going to do some more arrow dispenser tricks. Now we're going to kind of talk about implementing them on a server type of environment. See them in action, putting them in hiding places, things like that. But before we get started, I wanted to thank everybody who commented and posted responses to my previous arrow dispenser video. I thought that was really awesome. It's my channel is pretty new, and that's kind of how I want my channel to be, where everybody gets involved and talks about different ideas and thinks of different ways to build things and all that stuff. So that's really cool. Thanks a lot, guys. So I have been messing around with my arrow dispenser. If you haven't seen this yet, please watch my other video first, just so you know. Originally the purpose was to make a very compact one that could kill you, and it only used these two dispensers here, and it had a pressure plate here. Goal was really to see if we could put a remote pressure plate that would have the same speed, because when we placed pressure plates elsewhere, it wasn't firing as fast. So I've been messing around with it, and I want to show you guys that yes, you can put a pressure plate elsewhere. The difference is you have to take away this pressure plate. So you can put redstone wire here, and that will give you the same effect. So So I hope you can hear the clicking. That click means that each one of those is going to be shooting an arrow. So, and I did test it out, and they all do shoot the same amount of arrows at the same speed. I put 64 blocks in each one, and they all emptied at the same time. So just so you know how this is wired, actually let me sleep real quick. Okay, just to show you how this is wired, basically it's real simple. You instead of having a pressure plate here, like in the other video, you put redstone down to the bottom, and just basically you dig too deep so that you can cover this up with with ground so people don't see everything, and then put the redstone underneath the block that the pressure plate is on. So all of these will fire at the same speed. So I have a couple scenarios that I want to set up and show you what I've tried elsewhere to use this dispenser and to trick other people, that kind of thing. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back at my testing grounds. And how many of you have ever seen one of these floating above the water on a SMP server? People think they're safe up there, right? Anyway, it's awfully intriguing, Don't you kind of want to go up there and see? So unless you're going to build a big dirt block, which I guess you could do, obviously you can swim up this, and I think you all know what's going to happen when I swim up here, but I'm going to show you anyway, just for fun. So, oh my gosh, there's a zombie up there. I forgot to put torches, I guess. But anyway, you swim up the water, as everybody would, and the only place you can land is there. Okay, we're back, and the second design of this floating island trap, I actually like this one better, is to place the dispensers in here and have the waterfall coming out the side, because one, this is a little bit easier to swim up, and I mean you don't want it too difficult, because then you'll never trap anybody, but this is a little bit easier to swim up than the one in the middle, because it's very hard to swim up right when it's there. But right here, it's pretty easy to get in there, but they will obviously not see a pressure plate. I would recommend using some kind of harder stone maybe brick or obsidian, at least stone, regular stone, just because you don't want to make it easy for somebody to kind of float out here and hammer away, right? So you don't want that to happen. But anyway, that is scenario number 2, and we are going to top this off with one more implementation of the arrow dispenser. Okay, here's another one. This is not a rapid fire dispenser, but this is a piston arrow dispenser combination, and this one I actually used on a real server. Basically, the picture of this house built into a hillside, and the house came out, overhanging the cliff. So this was kind of the only way you could access the house through the front entrance, unless you kind of went above the house or something, but it was protected, so nobody could dig their way in. So people would always come to the front door, and even just random times that I was in the house, they would come to the front door and they would try to break the door open. Obviously it was locked, so they couldn't do anything. They couldn't break any of these blocks because they were protected. So I want to show you what I did. So there are two things going on here, and I know it looks messy. I think I built it a little bit cleaner when I had done it, but I just threw this together real quick. So okay, so the first step is we needed to trap them. So to remind you what it looks like, just a staircase, there was a torch there. Now push that, and they are locked in. They can't jump. They can't dig any way out. They are stuck here. So this piston pushed out a block to trap them. This piston pulled back and opened the view of the arrow dispenser. And then you just flip this back and forth a bunch of times until they're dead. You come out and pick up all of your new loot that they dropped, all their diamond swords and armor and all sorts of things were left right on your front door for you to pick up. It was great. That happened a few times, so I cleaned up house there. And then you close the door again. The dispenser is protected by a block. The piston is in, and it's a nice well-lit entry, so it's very enticing to have people come up to your front door and try to bang the way in, and bam, you just trap them and fire away. And to show you how it's built or why this works, basically you have this switch that powers this piston directly. Then what you do is you need to invert the line that goes to this piston, because you want it out when this piston is in, and then when you want to trap them, you need to uncover the dispenser. So you need to pull back that piston and push out this one. So you send a wire around basically in a circle, and then basically just invert it here with this redstone torch. And then the repeater here is helpful because if you have redstone here, all these lines are going to connect. So the repeater helps alleviate that problem. There you go. Okay, and for the final one I wanted to show you, here's a question. How many times have you walked by obviously somebody's house or building on an SMP server, and you see that somebody else has dug a hole through the side near the edge? But I have to admit, it's pretty enticing, and you kind of want to walk in there and see, right? Well, let's see. Okay, I have two things built in here. One, I have a piston with a stone block here. So unless I use fly mod, and unless I'm very calm, the first thing that's going to happen is when when I'm trapped, let me turn on a torch here real quick. I built the dispensers on both sides here, and it's very, all you have to do is barely walk off your current block and this thing will activate. So there's a very slim chance that unless they see these dispensers, you know, and you can put them farther back if you want. I just put them right here. But unless they see these things, they're going to get shot. And with this piston blocking their exit, you know, they're pretty much a goner. And by the way, all this is a piston. There's no redstone or anything else required. So just another little idea of how to use the arrow dispenser. So I hope you guys liked it, and you know, keep putting your comments and, you know, response videos and things of how you guys are using the arrow dispensers. Obviously they're really fun, so you know, I'm sure we will have a lot more cool creations of the arrow dispensers in the future. And make sure you like the video if you actually liked it. Alright, see you guys soon.